Was he the truck driver?
He was the tank driver who blocked off the supply truck or something.
Oh.
I was the driver, he was pushing the truck.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of infantry. With that PZ.
Hey guys, welcome back. Many other YouTubers have gone over the roadmap, but I just wanted to throw my 2 pennies into the conversation. I'm going to run through these and give some pros and cons to what I think it will do for the game. First off is the FG-42. I mean, to be honest, do the Germans really need more firepower? Not really sure, but it's going to be a lot of fun to use. Next up, we have the shotgun. The shotgun is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to clear out houses. A lot of people talked about how melee seemed kind of unusable in the game. I enjoy melee. I think it's a lot of fun when you can pull it off, and when you get 2 or more, it's even better. Next, scoped optics improvements. Well, I don't really play sniper, but this is needed to be improved for a long time. The British forces. That's a tough one. If it's going to be a paid DLC, will we see people not pay for the DLC, and how will that impact the game? Will you not be able to play the game anymore? Not really sure how that would work out. British weapons, par for the course. British maps, again. Offensive and warfare modes missing for existing maps. The only one I'm excited for is Omaha Beach Warfare. I think pushing the Americans back onto the beach is going to be a ton of fun. Night map variant for select maps with flares. That's amazing. That's going to be so fun. British vehicles, including Firefly and Valentine. Yeah, the British is going to definitely need some vehicles, so it's cool to see that as well. Tanks, I can clear this up. As long as we see more medium tanks and a lot less heavy tanks, I am totally okay with that. Campaign mode, this is something that's needed to be implemented for a long time. I don't know how many people are actually going to play it. I'm going to play it, especially if it's an achievement. But it'll be a great opportunity for people to learn the game. That's one of the biggest issues about Hell Let Loose, is people run around, think they're getting kills, and they think they're doing a lot for the team, and in reality, they've done absolutely nothing for the team. So it's good to see a campaign mode coming. Fire update, flamethrowers and Molotovs. We've been hearing about flamethrowers for a long time. That's going to be even more fun to clear out a house. And whoever's got the flamethrower, you better watch out for the people with the shotgun. That's going to be really interesting. Bridge map and 2 additional Eastern Front maps. I think the more maps you have in the game, the better it is. The mechanics of the game of flank and attack, that does get a little old, but at least if we can do it on different maps, it's going to make it a lot more tolerable and a lot more fun. And I just really love how Hell Let Loose has been able to take these maps from real geographical locations and put them into a game for us to enjoy. I do think that's an awesome thing. New death animations. Well, it's hard to imagine what a new death animation could be, but it'll be pretty exciting to see what that's all about. I mean, I already know when you shoot someone and you see him fall face first into a river, that's pretty awesome. So I'm not sure what else there could be there. New cosmetics. I think the more cosmetics you bring into this game, the better. It would be interesting to be able to change your cosmetics ahead of the match. I never do that. But it would be interesting. I might use that more tactically if that was an option. New personal stats. This is the one that interests me the most. I just don't know how they're going to implement all the redeploys as far as your overall KD, when many of us who played, I guess, Update 7 and prior, you had to redeploy for more supplies. So that is going to severely hurt your KD. And I play AT most of the time, so I've redeployed a lot for new ammo because no one drops ammo. Soviet anti-tank structures. Well, this is something that's definitely needed because the PTRS is the worst weapon in the game by far. I can't think of anything worse. I like the AP mines much more than the PTRS. Deployable mortars. This is cool, but I kind of wish they'd take artillery right out of the game then, if that's a thing. I just feel artillery is one of the most frustrating aspects of the game, and I understand it, but at some points it just is what makes people leave the game. And I think whatever needs to happen so people quit leaving games, the better. AA flat cannon deployable. Again, more stuff that shoots and blows up. I'm cool with that. Heavy HMG deployable. Well, that's going to be really interesting. I'm not sure if all the factions are going to get that. That'll be interesting to see. I really hope so. I think the Russians could use some help in their weaponry. FX improvements. Look, anything that says improvements, I just hope they come and they're an actual improvement. SFX improvements. I think we need different gun sounds in the game. I really liked the way the car used to sound, and now it just doesn't quite have that punch that it used to have. And every one of the Russian guns needs a lot of help. I think they sound really bad, and they sound weak, and they don't give you the feeling of nailing an enemy. General bug fixing. To be honest, this one's almost laughable. I feel like patch 16's implementation worked for like 3 days, and then we're back to seeing stutters, and there's plenty of posts of people still having stutters and stuff. And so that's just, I know it's an ongoing thing and an ongoing thing that has to be fixed, but it's been a lot of time with the same old issues. And for one, I would love to see the hurdling in the game fixed. I don't know why hurdling didn't make its way onto this roadmap, because that would actually give people something to jump for joy over. New commander abilities. So to this one, I'll say I see a lot more squad leaders leaving a match in the middle of it, just randomly copping out, than I ever see commanders leaving. So thankfully, there's still people who like to play the commander, but I think whatever you can do to add more fun to that is cool, but that's also going to implement some lower level people just absolutely using things at the wrong time, and learning how to play the game. It's not easy. Custom LODs for various buildings and assets. Well, LODs is level of detail, so hopefully we get to be able to see buildings in the distance, because I take a lot of long shots and it's pretty hard to see in some of those windows when they just look like a blob of color. If this has anything to do with fixing the tanks being able to see you 500-600 meters away because nothing renders in for them, that's awesome, and that's only going to help with the tank situation. Soundtrack and art book DLC. Well, I don't know what soundtrack they're going to be adding, because that's why I stopped recording the music in the game, because of potential copyright issues, which I just don't care to be a part of. So I'm not sure what soundtrack is. Some new music would be cool. Would like to put it towards the end of the game. You get that win and you hear that music, it's a good thing. But for recording purposes and uploading to YouTube purposes, it's not a good thing. So we'll see what happens there. Now, the last one is something people have been requesting for a very, very long time. And that's being able to join the game with their friends, like before you get into the game. Even if I'm just trying to join with one person, it's extremely difficult to just get into the same map. You have to wait. Sometimes there'll be 0 people in the queue. You join and then they have to wait. Now there's 4 people in the queue. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. So whatever they can do as far as a party system, I'm all for that. I think that's great. You're going to have a lot of squads that are going to be working together, hopefully, because they're already friends. So we'll see what happens there. Other than that, I think the vehicles, even the Jeep, I think I skipped over that one, whatever. It's just another vehicle for people to run around in. At least they won't be taking a supply truck. There's Jeeps now. So cool. A Jeep was really going to be able to help when it comes to your last objective being starting to be capped, and someone can take a Jeep from HQ and literally drive up into the point as fast as possible, get a Gary established. So I think we'll see people using the Jeeps in some very interesting ways. Not just running over people, I hope. Even though I'm sure there will be an achievement for doing so. So what do I see as a whole for this roadmap? Well, I see a lot of firepower. And when you add a lot of firepower, especially firepower that doesn't take as much skill, it really is going to make the game, I think, it's going to be a hard balance, I guess. I don't know how to word it other than that. It's going to be a really tough balance, especially when it comes to the rifles. There will always be maps that have the rifle use, like Purple Heart Lane and Foy. But what I'd really like to see is the Springfield as an optional rifle for the Americans. That would be cool. I don't know why there isn't a lot more rifles in the game. It seems like the developers are focusing on the more heavier machine gun type weapons and stuff that blows up, but we will see what happens in this roadmap. And, you know, I guess if we get 50% of what's coming, maybe we should be happy. Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Squadley, can you go to your watch and set down an outpost for us? Squadley, can you set down an outpost for us?
Working on that, my man. Just gotta get there. Died last time. I looked at you before I died.
Sounds good. You should set it down where you're at, or at least behind the point.
Outpost down.
Thank you. There's a couple squads on my ping coming towards you guys.
They come from the riverside.
Enemy spawn point on my ping. Sniper, there's a spawn point over here at 40 degrees.